Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Maximizing Your Season of Singleness. I hope I am looking into the camera. I'm trying something new here. I have a guest with me. I have Destiny with me. I brought in a millennial just to get some different insight from you guys, from her to give to you guys. So, how you doing, Destiny?
I'm good. How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. It has truly been a process. Y'all, let me tell you that the enemy has been fighting us. So I know this is going to be something great because we tried this last week and it wouldn't work. And then it almost didn't work again today, but we're here. Thank God we're here today. So, and I'm thinking maybe Destiny, because we're going to be talking about it's okay to walk away. So I really think that maybe the enemy doesn't want our young women, our younger viewers to hear this, those that are not married, maybe in relationships that are not necessarily working for you, maybe they never have, and just talking about walking away. Destiny just recently went through something like that, right, Destiny? Yeah.
Yes.
So how long, let me ask you this. How long were you in your relationship?
We were together for 6 years. I met him when I was 19 and now I'm 25.
Wow, that's a long time. That's a long
Yes, it
time.
is.
And I will tell you, most people will think that, we've been together this long, we might as well stick it out. And you just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Even when it's not working, everything is telling you it's not working. But a lot of times we'll keep trying anyways. And one thing I can honestly say for myself, I've always been that way. Sometimes, I would get in relationships and just stay in them longer than I should when the time has just expired. And sometimes I probably shouldn't have ever have even been in the relationship to begin with. But, we just want to try anyway. I don't know if that's a woman thing or a younger woman thing or what, because I know now as I'm older, I'm almost 51, it's a bit different for me now. I don't waste a whole lot of time. But I know at your age, at 25, I did. And that's why I'm here now. I want everyone to know you don't have to waste that time. You do not have to waste time, because that's exactly what it is. It's a time killer. And when you can be doing things to better yourself, going so you can go after everything that God has for you. So um, now, so you guys were together 6 years. What made you finally decide, what, this is not working for me, I have to walk away?
Because I feel like when your soul is irritated with somebody, like you're just irritated with them for no reason. They have nothing, they don't even have to do anything. You're just like you're just irritated. And my soul was just getting irritated. It was times where I had to wake up for work in the morning and I would just sit in the bed and just cry and just cry and just cry. And I'm like, why am I crying? Like, he does everything, like he moved me in. I don't have to pay for anything. But then I was just like, it's deeper than what somebody has to offer to you. And I've also felt like we was very stagnant the whole time we was together. And I feel like we just wasn't getting anywhere. It's the same cycles over and over again. And then it'd be times where I just hear like a little voice. I don't know if it was in my heart or if it was in my head. Like, it's just like, this person's just not the person for you. So no matter how hard you try to make it work and it's not working, that's basically God just telling you, like, just time to walk away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard because, you invested all your time with this one person. You're all they know. You're all they know. And it gets sad sometimes, but, just gotta take it day by day.
That's right. That's it. Day by day. A lot of people will say, I'm sorry. They will tell you that time heals all wounds, but really, I can't necessarily say that time does heal all wounds, because you still have to do the work during that time. And just from listening to you, from what you said, you were stagnant. The relationship was stagnant, so there was no growth.
Yeah, it was like, it was basically like towards the end of the relationship where I didn't want to be in a relationship no more. That's when it was us. Like, okay, we can do this. We're about to do this. We're gonna get married. We're gonna have kids. Like, it was like, and by that time, it was just already too late. It's like, I don't want to do any of these things with you.
Wow. Okay. And I'm going to come back to that as far as having kids. That's a big one right there. And then you mentioned also your soul not being at rest, just no peace, waking up, crying every day. And I will say, I'm really glad you listened to your inner voice, the Holy Spirit, letting you know that, hey, this is not what I have for you, because a lot of times we'll push past that voice and we'll move forward anyways because we don't want to be alone. And that's what I need a lot of young ladies to know, because I tend to notice in today's society, either there are the young women, the millennials that are out there, they're like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship, or they're in school, they're just doing certain things and they don't have time for it right now. And then there are those that are completely focused on relationship and that's all they want at the time. And I want those young women to know, all of them really, anyone that can benefit from this, to know that it is okay to walk away. You don't have to sit in something or make something happen or settle for something that's just not working for you. And like you said, it doesn't have to be because of disrespect or anything like that. It could just be that it's not working. You've outgrown one another and it's time to go. And there are sometimes, even when there is disrespect involved, or you've outgrown one another, like you said, or sometimes people will stay because they feel like they've invested the time, so they don't want to go anywhere, or they may be too embarrassed to walk away. Yeah, things like that. And it shouldn't be that way. What I have learned from listening to Dr. Daniels, that marriage is about purpose. And when you're with someone, if there is no growth and you can't see the two of you growing together, walking together, then it's like, okay, maybe it's time for me to take a step back and focus on me, what God has for me, really focusing on God and allowing him to show you what he's got for you. So
yeah, I catch myself getting irritated sometimes because it's like I basically just pour all myself into this one person, and I've been with you for the last 6 years. So all the time that I was hanging out, loving you, investing in you, I could have been investing in myself, and I could have been loving myself, and I could have been a lot further than where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Well, and I would say this, you are 100% right. However, I will also say, don't beat yourself up over it, because it's an experience that you had and you learn from it. So, and without those experiences, we wouldn't grow. So the thing is to take away the lesson out of it and then just move forward with that. Take the positive from it, learn from it, and just don't, as long as you learn from it, you don't have to repeat that same lesson over again. That's what you don't want to do. So you can continue to move forward. But, you two basically, I would say, grew up together, even though you still have a lot of growing to do. But from 19 to 25 is a long time. And basically, you're still learning yourself at that point. So even at 19, you're really learning yourselves. And then in your early 20s, your brain still isn't really developed just yet, so you're still going through those changes.
I've just always been afraid to be by myself. I thought being by myself was scary. Like, I love to be loved, like,
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm just in a chapter of my life where I'm like, it's okay to be by yourself. You don't have to be with anybody. You can love yourself and be just happy. Like, I catch myself now going out by myself, actually, like going out to eat by myself. Yeah. I don't really, at first it used to bother me, but now I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. You want to get to know yourself, love yourself, spend time with yourself. And a lot of times we don't do that, especially as young women. I was married at 25. I had one child. My second one came along at 27. I got married. I think I was 25 when I got married. And my ex-husband's a couple years younger than me. And the thing is, when you get married or when you settle down so quickly and you haven't really found yourself, if you don't know who you are, what you love to do, what, you know, your likes, your dislikes and things like that, you really can't offer a whole lot to anyone else. And it makes for a miserable marriage, I have to say, because neither one of us really knew what we were doing during that time. We had a child to raise and then we had another one. And it doesn't make for a good mix at all. And then once kids come into the mix, now it's no longer about you, it's about the children. Now you're focused on them, trying to give them what they need. And that's what I was going to say to you, that I'm glad that you did not, as some women would like to do, give a man a child, or they'll go out and get pregnant, you know, when they see things aren't working, the first thing they want to do is have a baby, especially if it's the young man. Maybe he's not treating them, you know, the way they should be treated. Things aren't going according, you know, to the path that they want to take, and they'll get pregnant. And what I will say is this: that does not, giving a man a child does not keep him. It's not going to make him stay or make him love you anymore. It's not going to change anything. If anything, it's going to make him resent you. You know, I've been in that situation where I didn't give my ex-husband a child. I didn't do that intentionally. But what I will say, me having a child, our first one together, we both come from that family background, you know, with both of our parents being there. So we thought we were doing the right thing. And it wasn't the right thing, you know, and he even, since that, the night prior to us getting married, and he was like, he just felt uneasy about it. And in my mind, being young and wanting to be with someone, you know, oh, we'll be okay, we'll be fine, you're just afraid, when really it wasn't time. It's just because we're divorced now. But the thing is, we go out and we have kids and they end up resenting you later on. The mother, you know, they'll resent you because they feel like, you gave me this life that I didn't ask you for. And it's not necessarily that they don't want the life, they may not want it with you. You see what I'm saying? So, and I didn't recognize that. I didn't see that at the time.
Having children is a lifelong commitment with somebody. You have to deal with that person for the next 18 to plus years of your life. And how I see it is, if I don't see myself being with you for the rest of my life, and I don't want to have your children.
That's right. And that was very smart of you not to do that. But some, like I said, not everyone sees it that way. And then it's not only the children you that suffer, but the children also later on in life, because the parent, if they're not necessarily ready, then they may not give their all that the child needs, or if they haven't completely grown up yet, they don't know how to be a parent just yet. So the child is suffering. And then just say, if you don't get married and you decide to go your separate ways, now you have two kids that don't have their parents in the household together, and the child is still suffering. And some people may say, well, you can co-parent and the child turns out fine. I didn't say you couldn't, but it makes it a whole lot harder when you got mom over here, dad over here. And if something happens with that child, you got to take them to the doctor's office. Who's going to take off work today to take the child to the doctor's office? It's just so much. That's a whole nother topic in itself right there. But it's not just, I just want our viewers to know that it's not just the man, you're giving him a child. Everybody is suffering. You know, it's almost like everybody's going to lose in that situation. It's better to just wait and allow God to show you who he has for you, because he will show you if you ask him. But we want to jump into things a lot of times before we're ready. And then just try to lock it down, because we think, I know for me, I can honestly say, like I said, I'm almost 51, you're 25. And I don't know if you felt this way, you can tell me so, but I know my parents, I was born in 71. My parents were teenage sweethearts. So they got pregnant with me and got married early. So in my mind, I thought that's what I needed to do. Also, in my 20s, well, after high school, go off to college, and then I'm figuring, well, I need to go ahead and get married, start a family. And that's not necessarily the case. When really, what I'm recognizing now is that God should be the focus. It took me all these years to recognize, that what I was searching for, not wanting to be alone, was in God, that He was there. The love that I was seeking, that I thought I would get from a person, God is providing that love to me. And the Holy Spirit is guiding me along and just teaching me things, and all the things that I didn't know before, that I was searching in a relationship, just searching everywhere but the outside of me.
Yeah.
So
I just, well, my parents, like my biological parents, they was never married. So I never grew up in like a 2-parent home. It's just mainly in my mom and my sister. But I just want our viewers to know, especially people my age, the millennials, I just want to know, like, it's okay to walk away. We're in our 20s, like we're in our teens, we're in our 20s, like, we're going to make mistakes, we're going to mess up. So this is a time to love yourself, figure out you, trust in God, and, talk to Him more, and figure out the things that you like, you don't like, what you're going to tolerate, what you're not going to tolerate, because at the end of the day, you need to set your standard and your bar high and ask God to work on you. So eventually God can send you the person that you want to attract, be the person that you want to attract, and ask God to help you be that person. And then the love will come. I mean, it's okay to have fun, like, if you want to go on casual dates, but still take time out for yourself.
That's right. And you need that time. That is a must. That's so right. Like you said, become the person that you want to attract. And a lot of times that takes some self-evaluation, taking a look at yourself and asking yourself, would you marry you, basically. And some people are not honest with themselves. It's like you really have to be honest about it.
I came to the conclusion that that's just not something that I'm ready for. I had to stop lying to myself, because at the end of the day, if you're not happy with somebody, you cannot force yourself to be happy with them. Like, it's not going to work, because you're going to end up resenting them. It's not going to go how you want it to go. So you just got to be honest with yourself. Like, me personally, like, I know, like, as of right now, I have nothing to offer anybody. I have nothing to offer a relationship with anybody. I mean, I go to school, I go to work, and I have my own apartment and things like that. As far as that aspect, that's fine. I mean, it could be better, but that's fine. But as far as, like, I have commitment issues, like, I have stuff that I have to work on within myself. So I just know that's not the type of commitment that I need. I mean, it's a want, but it's not something that, I'm not ready for as of right now.
Okay. Wow. And I must tell you, you are a very smart young lady, because most cannot say that. They can't say that I have commitment issues. They can't reflect on themselves and say, I need to work on this. I need to work on that. I'm not ready to do this or that right now. They will just move forward and they're moving forward because they don't even recognize that there are issues that need to be worked on. And if you have to be with someone, if you can't be alone, that's an issue right there.
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself, why are you in such a hurry to tie yourself down with someone? And a lot of that, I think, comes from just our upbringing, and maybe sometimes seeking attention and that love that maybe we didn't get. If there's a father wound there, maybe you didn't get that attention from your father or the love you needed. Even though my father was in the house with me, we have a great relationship now. He worked all the time, and I guess that love and attention that I was craving, I didn't get that from him. So I felt like I always had to be in a relationship. That's where I got the love and attention. So I thought, but it really wasn't, it was just it wasn't the type of attention that I needed per se. So,
right.
yeah. So
What
and
I've been learning is that hurt people hurt people.
yeah,
So if you jump from one relationship to another without giving yourself time to heal, you're just carrying on extra baggage to the next person, and it's
that's
not
right.
fair for that
That's
person to
right.
deal with stuff that you haven't dealt with.
Yes, that's right. Wow. Once again, you've been doing some work. I'm so excited. But that is so true, because
Thanks
that's
to you.
exactly what we do. We just keep taking those bags, and pretty soon we got a backpack, a couple of suitcases, you know what I'm saying? One that we're carrying on wheels, just pulling everything along on to the next person, and not recognizing that we're just bleeding all over people. Our wounds are they're open. We got open wounds and scar, they're not scars, they're just open wounds that we're not dealing with. And we don't even recognize that we have things that we need to work on until it comes to a point till you just say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I need a timeout. I got to take a timeout. But it took me all these years, or I should say in my 40s, the first time I took an actual timeout. I had taken timeouts before, but this one was a long time. And well, I would say over a year. And what I did, I still didn't do the work. So a lot of times we take a timeout and then we think, okay, I've spent some time apart, I haven't had anyone in my life, but we don't do the work that needs to be done. That's because a lot of people don't know what the work is. I didn't know what the work was. But now I know the work is surrendering to God. It was giving my life to Him, putting Him first. Because until we put Him first, then nothing else is going to work out. We have to put Him first. Once we put Him first, He'll begin to show us. And just take that time to love on Him, have a relationship with Him the same way we would in a romantic relationship. We pour that attention, give Him that attention, and He'll teach us how to love ourselves. And then we can decide what's healthy and what's not, and when we should move forward and how in another relationship when that time comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's from my experience, I'm pretty sure other people can relate, but walking away from somebody you've been with for 6 years, it's been really hard, because the person, they're going to try to gaslight you. They're going to try to make you feel bad for choosing you. But there's nothing wrong with choosing you, ever.
I love that. I love it. And you know what, Destiny, and that the words you're using, that it just speaks to my heart, because even on my website, I have up there, things that I talk about. It's okay to choose you. Like, you have to choose you. Choosing you is allowing God to lead, putting Him first, and when you do that, everything begins to change. If you give God your heart, He'll change your heart with everything, every step that you make, everything you're going through in life. The Holy Spirit will guide you along. He's our comforter, our guide, our helper. He's everything. And without Him, we just can't make it. And I honestly don't know how I did it all this time without Him. Well, I didn't. That's why I'm single now. I didn't do it, but now I can honestly say those wounds, you might see the scars, but it's not like it used to be. Definitely not like it used to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I definitely still get triggered and stuff by certain things, but I'm getting a lot better, because at first it was very hard for me to forgive people and get over stuff, because I feel like once you cross a certain line with me, we may be cool, but in my head you're still over that line.
Okay.
So I'm just right now I'm working on forgiving people even without an apology, and it's so hard. Even if you feel like you deserve one, you just gotta accept it without them giving it to you, because morally at the end of the day, your happiness is what matters. So you gotta accept that apology and move on for yourself. So yeah, I'm just working on forgiving people and forgiving myself.
And see, like you just said, sometimes we don't always get that apology. We did a video on that not too long ago. Sometimes you don't get the closure. So you have to learn to move on regardless. And like you said, that self-reflection is knowing that it's okay to be alone, knowing that it is time to take a time out. Let me step back and do what I need to do for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
That once again, that self-reflection of recognizing what is triggering you and knowing that it does hurt. Yes, it hurts when you separate yourself from someone, and then I would say this, that maybe, when you think, oh, I was really in love with this person, but depending on how healthy it was, sometimes it's just an attachment. It's an
Yes.
unhealthy attachment. And
Codependent type of thing.
yes, exactly. So then you just kind of want to hold on to that because you know that change is coming and you're not ready for it. And then some will go out and just attach themselves to someone else, just transfer the feelings from one person
That's
to the
right.
other and keep moving. So,
And believe it or not, soul ties are real. Whether
yes,
you
they
think
are.
you
Mhm.
open up yourself to somebody, your souls are one now. So
Yep. It says that.
that's why my mom, it's funny that we said that we got on this, because my mom sent me something like, I pressed it like a month ago.
Mhm.
And she was like, if you can see people's real souls, you wouldn't want to lay down with them.
Wow.
And I feel like that's so true, because like,
Mhm.
everything that glitter isn't gold. Like, somebody could look good on the outside, but deep down inside their soul is really ugly and dark.
Oh yeah.
And like, I don't know if people notice this, but when you're having intercourse with somebody,
Mhm.
you feel weird afterwards. You just took all of their problems and everything that they're dealing with, and now it's on to you. So now you're dealing with what you got going on, and then you're feeling what they have going on.
Exactly.
That's not fair to yourself. So
No,
you
it's
just have to be
not.
careful who you lay down with.
That's right. As women, because we are receivers, and that's exactly what happens. We're receiving, I like to call them all those spirits, entertaining all these different spirits, and you really don't know what people are dealing with, because a lot of times people show you their representative, they hide things. And I think as young women, we have a tendency to jump out here a lot quicker than we should, and we open ourselves up. We're looking at this person thinking, okay, this is someone that I could spend the rest of my life with. So you think, but you really don't know. And you begin to form that attachment or that bond early on a lot quicker than men do. And then we just hold on to someone, maybe that is not even meant for us in the first place, instead of taking the time to really get to know them, being friends with them. Like Dr. Daniel said, be friends with someone. If you're friends with them, then they'll show you their true colors. And then you let God show you, is this who I have for you? But before you can do all that, you still have to work on you. You have to know who you are first. That's the bottom line. Until you do that work, you won't recognize who God has for you. So, and then that's it. And I just want other young women to know that once again, like she said, it is okay to be alone. Take a step back. You don't have to sit up in an abusive situation, because that's not love, or just settle for someone just because you don't want to be alone. And once again, and you don't have to be embarrassed or feel like I've invested too much time, so I might as well. No, you shouldn't. Not at all. Take a step back. Turn to God and let him show you what he's got for you. Do the work on yourself first, and then figure out what your purpose is. Let God show you what your purpose is. And as you're walking in purpose, things will start to unfold. So that's what I want young women to know. I
want young women my age to know, like, just because you invested time into somebody does not mean you have to be with them. Time has nothing to do with anything. Time is really nothing. Time is an illusion.
No, I totally agree there. And we tend, what I want young women to know is don't waste your time. Don't waste
that either.
Once you recognize, let it go, sever the ties, and don't go out here trying to give anybody, don't go give nobody a baby because you feel like, okay, that's going to make the situation better. No, it is not. Everything is going to add more problems to what's already there. It's just going to compound the problems, if anything. And I know I didn't use correct English, when I said don't go giving nobody. I mean what I say. Don't do it. So
don't do it. I just want them to know that it's okay to be by yourself. And while you're by yourself, take time out to, because sometimes when you're with somebody for so long, you forget who you are in the midst of being with them. You lose yourself, you forget about the things that you like. So take the time out to do things you like, whether it's read a book, binge watch a show, arts and crafts, poetry, whatever you like to do, music, cook. Just take time out to, you know, do stuff that you like.
That's right. Yeah, and I will honestly say, I'm sure at 19, you're just now really getting to know yourself, aren't you? Since if you've been with him since 19 until now.
Yeah, because when I met him when I was 19, I just got out of a relationship with somebody that I was in with high school. So I didn't give myself no grace period to get over it, to heal. So everything that I was dealing with from that, I bought into that. And then self-identity issues, what I like, what I don't like. You know, we talk about things outside of this video. So yeah, I didn't give myself time.
Okay. And that's very important. So, but okay. So we're gonna go ahead now and close this out because this has been a great chat. We could talk even more, but it's telling me that my battery's running low on my laptop. So I didn't even think to charge it up, but this was great, just the right amount of time. So I'm going to have to invite you back again. Miss Destiny, it's been awesome.
Please do.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So you guys will talk again soon. Just to let you know, like Destiny said, she is maximizing her singleness. She is in school and she is getting to know herself. She is loving on herself right now. So that's awesome. I'm proud of you. All right. So we'll talk soon. All right, hon.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.